Quincy University, a small, picturesque campus overlooking low, steady flow of the Mississippi River. Fun fact, I only live 2 miles from the Mississippi River. For its Gothic architecture, Franciscan roots, that's how you say it, and a long tradition of faith and education. But behind its limestone walls and quiet courtyards, something lingers, something older, something unwilling to be forgotten. Because in places like this, the past doesn't just fade, it stays. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes in the shadows, sometimes in the corner of your eye, just beyond what the light touches. Tonight on Half Haunted, we unlock the doors of Quincy University in Quincy, Illinois, where history and mystery walk hand in hand, from ghostly friars to cursed furniture, from children who never grew up to a professor who stopped taking attendance. These are the stories this campus keeps. I'm Candi, and I'm joined by my guest host, Raji Clark. Hello, Raji. Word. Tonight, we explore the stories that refuse to rest. Part 1. Dun, dun, dun. Founded in 1860 by Franciscan friars, Quincy University began as a seminary. Francis Hall, the heart of campus, still stands, its limestone facade weathered by 160 years of wind off the Mississippi. Over time, more buildings rose. Padua Hall, the North Campus Seminary, and McHugh Theater, each edition brought more students, and it seems more stories. Makes sense. For more than a century and a half, those halls have seen scholars, clergy, actors, and athletes pass through, but some never left. So Francis Hall, the main one, looms over the campus, casting long shadows at sunset. Inside its central staircase curves upward towards the top floor, and that's where the legend begins.
And back in 2008, Daniel Custodian said, "I've seen them twice. 2 friars in brown robes walking slowly up the stairs, heads bowed, hands clasped. Always in silence. First time I thought it was visitors. I followed, and by the time I got to the 5th floor landing, they were gone. Just cold air and a smell of incense."
Oh my gosh. Well, students tell the same story, and when multiple people have the same story, it kind of tend to believe it, Sometimes it's not just the friars they hear. They hear Latin prayers drifting through the empty air, lights flicker off, heavy watching presence settles in behind you as you climb the stairs. Oh, I'm trying to huff and puff my way up to the top floor. I do not need someone following me behind, and it's funny,
No.
you go down. Do they come back down? They could push you if they didn't like you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's happening though. Not there, but it's happening. So in the faculty office on the lower floor once sat a chair, a heavy wooden relic fitted with rusted metal brackets, known around campus as the exorcism chair. No records confirm its use, but whispers say it was part of a real exorcism decades earlier.
Liam in 2004 said, "We dared my roommate to sit in it. He laughed, sat there maybe a minute. Later that night, he collapsed. Seizure, no medical history, no cause. The chair was in a locked office. Next morning, it was in the middle of the room facing the door."
That's it could be just, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. It could be just a medical issue, right? My skeptic mind, I always try to figure it out before I just assume it's paranormal. It could have been health reasons. I mean, people do that all the time. They're perfectly healthy and then have a seizure, or have a heart attack or whatever. But it could be the chair too, because there's other chairs that have the same story behind it, like exorcism. So you never know. But
Yeah, you're right.
so the chair has since been removed, but some say whatever clung to it still wanders Francis Hall. I don't know. They say it's been removed or it's hidden or something, but who knows where it's at. Could be still there. In the McHugh Theater, once a gymnasium, now the university's main performance space, the McHugh Theater has its own audience, the kind that doesn't buy tickets. Actors rehearsing have felt chills pass through them under the hot stage lights. Props go missing, costumes get misplaced, crazy stuff.
A tech student log, Marissa, 16, said, I was in the catwalks adjusting lights. Looked down and saw a man in a dark jacket, front row center, completely still. I climbed down less than 2 minutes. The theater was empty, doors locked from inside.
Others believe theaters by nature trap energy, both the living and the dead.
Mhm.
I don't know about the theater. That's crazy, though. That's scary. Padua Hall in 1899, the St. Francis School and orphanage burned, killing several children. Though the school is gone, Padua Hall just walks away, seeming to carry the echoes of that loss. That's interesting.
Teresa in 2012 said, working late, I heard kids giggling down the hall. Followed the sound, empty classrooms. Next morning, we found tiny handprints on a fogged window. No children have been in the building. Ugh.
And the children weren't far. The school's just like was across the street, so kind of makes. So students have been reported seeing a barefoot child in a nightgown dart across the corridor, vanishing into the hall. Others hear faint mystery rhymes in empty hallways. Imagine you're in an empty hallway by yourself, and next thing you know, you hear ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies. I don't know what I would do. I would clutch my pearls, my fake pearls that I don't have on. I'd exit the building because when it, like I said earlier, comes kids and hauntings and ghosts, I can't deal with the kids.
No.
I'm sure they were lovely people, lovely kids when they were alive. It's sad that they're children ghosts. There should be children ghosts. Behind every ghost story is a hymn. I hear him ring around the posy. The North Campus, room 319 of the Gold Seminary, carries the legend of Brother Herbert Althoff. Faculty say he was dedicated to his students. Death didn't change that. The room grows cold without warning, and books slide from shelves. Doorknobs rattle without touch. Students joke that he's still taking attendance, but don't joke about that after the dark. Over the years, small teams have investigated the campus. And these are their findings. EVPs of chanting in Francis Hall when no one was inside. EMF spikes where the exorcism chair once sat. It's interesting. Cold spots on stage at the McHugh Theater, only in the front row though. Childlike laughter recorded in Padua Hall after midnight. It's weird. I don't know. So I've driven past Quincy at night, and the stillness there is different. It doesn't feel empty, but it feels more like aware, kind of like watching you, kind of. Francis Hall especially has this weight, and like someone is waiting for you to come closer. Like, come on in. We got cookies over here.
Right. So we actually got a question from a listener named Morgan from Jacksonville, Illinois, and she asked, if you have ever been physically affected in a haunted location.
Yes, I walked into a room and felt like pressure on my chest, like the air itself was heavier. There was no sound, no movement, just that sudden weight. And then when I stepped out, I was fine.
Wow.
That not all hauntings need noise to leave a mark. So if you've ever had your own campus ghost story, feel free to email me at halfhauntedpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to hear about it. Quincy University is more than just classroom and dorms. It's a place where the living learn, and sometimes where the past brushes against the present. Ask the student who heard prayers in the dark, or the custodian who's seen the friars vanish into thin air. The spirits here are quiet, but they're not gone. They're just waiting for someone to notice. Until next time, stay curious and always, always stay haunted.
Stay haunted.